picked them up. They're definitely in a little bit rougher of a shape than I was expecting, but honestly I think what we might do is sand them down and maybe give them a fresh coat of paint. But for now I think what we'll do is we'll just try and clean it up a bit. But let's see if we can see them. They're mid. They've seen better days, but that's the plan. Gotta head back home. Got the wheels back home. So you can see, like, this part isn't too bad, but I mean, like, you get up to the face of it and it's pretty bad, but this is pretty bad too. But we're gonna do a ton of sanding because we don't have a sandblaster. And remember, we're trying to keep this in budget. We'll take the center caps out. Hopefully they come out. This one's really crusty. Not too bad. I mean, we have sanded down some wheels, but this one might not, these might not be too bad to sand down and fix up. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, they're all about the same. Just the face of it right here is pretty rough on all of them. Inside's obviously, I wouldn't say corroded, but it's starting to get some pits, I guess you could say. But I don't think, like, maybe one of them's holding air. There's still a little tread left on some of them, but they're not holding air well. Like, some of them are pretty flat. Like this one. These aren't even the same wheels. They're tires, my bad. They're not. I think these two are the same. This one's got nothing left. Bridgestone and 3 hand cooks. So what we're gonna start with some 320 grit. This is kind of the best I've got to hold up my sandpaper. Start with some 320 grit, and I'm just gonna kind of clean this up like that. All around it, it's gonna be a bit messy. But, you know, once you get down to it, it's gonna look a lot better than that. So all we're gonna do is just clean this up, clean up the edges of these. It's a lot smoother too. You can kind of hear it. It's smooth and then back to rough. But that's what we're gonna do on every single one of them. I guess we don't need to take this off yet because I haven't quite figured out how we're gonna get down in these, but this is what we're gonna do. So we chose to go with the wire wheel, and it looks 10 times better. It's a lot faster. I think what we're gonna do is try and do some spray paint, but try and keep it cheap. They look so much better, but here's the wire wheels. This is all done with just one wire wheel. So I think that I got wire wheels at Harbor Freight for like $6 or something like that. But got a lot of crust still in there. That still looks pretty good. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to get down in there because that's pretty gross. And then you got some corrosion here, so I think we're gonna go grab some sandpaper. And I've had this laying around. I've never had to use it. I've tried using it, I guess, but used it once. So I think we're gonna head to Ace real quick and try and grab some 5-inch sandpaper pads. Try and get a variety. We got 2 packs of 150 grit, 4 discs each. I think this should do it, but we'll find out. We've gone through a bit of sandpaper, if you can't tell. But all we got left is to really just get in the nooks and crannies with a bigger wire wheel. Like down in there, and just kind of clean up all along there. But otherwise, I think we're gonna be ready to get some primer on. Now we just need to clean up the wheels, get all of this sanding material off. I'm gonna have to clean the garage before we paint. Probably gonna have to order some plastic to kind of hang up like I did before. I've done this, you know, I've painted one time. Front sides are cleaned up. Back sides look a little rough. This one looks a bit rough. But the front's cleaned up and ready to paint. I think we're gonna leave the backs for now. None of them look that great. I tried cleaning this one up a little bit. There's definitely some pitting. It's got some rock chips, but there's no dents or cracks that I can see on any of them. So they should hold air. A lot of these don't have really any air, but oh, they still have the plastic hub rings. I'll have to take those out. Probably take them out right now. All of them have it, so we can just break them off. But I think that's it before we paint, letting them dry for a couple days, and then we'll degrease them. We got a makeshift paint booth set up. It's makeshift for sure. We've got the wheels in here. There's enough light. I mean, we'll make it work. We're ready to degrease, and then once we degrease each of them, we can start primering and then let the primer sit for a while, and then we can sand it. Once we're done sanding, we're gonna have to obviously clean again. And then once we're done cleaning, we can start putting the color down. So we got wax and grease remover. We're gonna get all the, we were touching this one up. We're gonna leave this one right here. There's a little bit of a lip, but since we were touching the wheels, we're gonna do some wax and grease remover, at least on the face. I don't really, not too worried about the insides of the spokes, but we'll do a little more than that. All you gotta do is just, and this will just evaporate on its own. That'll be fine. See how it's pretty clean, it's just wet. I mean, a little bit of dirt, but that's how it should look after you clean up your wheels. You definitely don't want to be doing this and have dirt come up, and you're gonna have to wash them. So we'll just do this to each of them, especially right there where we were touching. Let's see how bad this one is. See, not bad, just a little bit. That's just fine. Got the paint booth removed and off the bike. We did take some, I believe it's lacquer thinner, try and get some of this off, but not really too worried about it. You can still see some of the some of the towel that's still on there. I mean, I might spend some time putting some lacquer thinner on and trying to get up as much as I can off the wheels, at least a good bit. But whoever's buying these are, you know, I would highly recommend not using these tires because they're pretty bad. But we got the center caps in, and that's how they look. They're definitely not perfect. I did find out, you know, I do want to show imperfections because these are not perfect. But in here, it's not too good. A little bit of pits there. Some of it is, you know, really hard to get out, but you can still see the wire wheel. I went a little too aggressive here. The insides though look fairly, I mean, obviously the face has a little bit of pits that didn't really come out, but all in all, I think these are fairly decent. I think I could have gone with a darker color, but I like white wheels. It's more of my thing, but the insides I'm pretty impressed with. Within here, it's pretty good. But they're all done and ready to go. And I believe what I'll do is I'll put the price of everything kind of on this left side here as I'm going through this, so you can see what everything costs and what it cost me. Again, we're not going to show the selling process because, you know, you can just put them up on Marketplace, and if you can find somebody to buy them for more than what all your costs were, then you're good to go. This one definitely cost me a little bit more than than the other ones that I did. This will be about 200 bucks. So if we can make any profit, profit's profit. But I think all in all, these turned out fairly decent. And I think it'll work for somebody that is looking for some white wheels in their car, because I think these look pretty good. You know, I think if they're hard to find in good condition, and they don't sell them as far as I can find. But you know, this will be episode 1 of our buy, fix, and sell. I think mostly it's gonna be wheels, because, you know, that's more of what I enjoy doing. But if we can find something else, we might be able to do that. Probably not a bike or a car. There's just no space. I got no space for that. Not yet. That would be the goal, is to get some space to get some more vehicles, mess around with. But I think these turned out pretty good. So hopefully you enjoyed watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It definitely helps us out a lot, especially because we're a small YouTube channel. Just 3 of us dudes just doing our thing, having fun, sharing it with the world.